There we are. There's our lovely lady with our bootleg ass Zoom podcast. What is going on, everybody? It is I, the homoerotic Joseph P. Hutchinson.
And this is this. What is it again?
The
Essentially
soothing.
This is the essentially soothing scary teller. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody, to Introverts, Extroverting. Your weekly, soon to be bi-weekly, maybe tri-weekly, maybe quad-weekly podcast where we look at everything from a blunt point of view and basically shit on everything we don't like.
Amen.
Now, I feel the need, since we're already in, this is looking at like the fourth, fifth weekish, whatever the fuck it's at, where just because we're speaking negatively about certain aspects of stuff, don't think we're just speaking from a place of hate. When you actually love something and care about something, you are critical of it, and sometimes that comes across as being blunt as fuck because that's just how we are. So through the course of listening to our lovely series of sharing our thoughts on most things in pop culture, mainly horror, sci-fi, nerdy shit, if you're thinking we're just coming from a place of just anger and whatever, no, it's more of just a very blunt criticism of people being fucking dumb.
And we're passionate, goddammit.
That too. That's fucking true. I mean, you can't deny that. You know, you got a Midwester, you got a boy from the Jersey coast. Shit's gonna fucking happen. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Bing bong in this motherfucker.
Right. And I mean, if someone like Mr. Hutchinson over there and I can disagree on things but still get along, so can everyone else.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's about the exchanging of ideas, and just because someone comes off more passionate or louder about something doesn't necessarily mean that they've won the argument. That's just a loud motherfucker. That's how he is.
Yeah, that's where the whole Karen movement comes from. They think if they yell and scream, let me see the manager, they're always right.
Exactly. But that's really not the case. You know, some people are just literally louder than others, and
Exactly.
others have to understand that that's how they express themselves.
Right.
If you don't like that, don't interact with the fucking world. People aren't going to be nice to your feelings. Not the whole adage of, well, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's what freedom of speech is, asshole.
Right? I would rather somebody be vocal and passionate about how they feel instead of like, it was all right, and that's it. You know, I'd rather somebody get deep into it. Like when we were talking about Dune, when we were talking about Halloween, when we get to the Ghostbusters episode next, which is going to be pretty fucking cool because we might have something special for that one, but we'll save that for when it occurs. You know, we're going to be looking at shit deep, dark, and hard because this is what we grew up with.
Right.
Like if and when we get the Star Wars stuff, it's going to be hardcore. It's going to piss people off because we were the ones that were supporting this fandom before it was cool.
Right.
When we got laughed at, oh, you fucking nerd. It's fucking fake shit. Ain't no fucking, it's fucking you. Blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Nerds run the world. And now that it's cool, exactly. And now that it's cool, you got people that want to just be so overly accepting. Like I get along more with people that I disagree with.
Right.
Because it's a different point of view than I have. And I hate fucking yes men, which when I'm working on something makes it difficult for me to do stuff because it's like, I know people aren't telling me like what I just want to hear. It's actually good because I trust these people. But at the same time, it's like, I kind of want to just churn out shit to hear a little negativity. You know, it's like, but that's neither here nor there. That's a whole other side stoner rant that I'll probably go down on a different day, like some very, very well trimmed vagina. But we here today are going to be talking about
Drum
two of
roll.
the biggest cunts to ever be involved in the realm of the paranormal. A bigger cunt than any of the popes has ever been, a bigger cunt than even our current president is. I am talking about the Warrens.
Ed and Lorraine.
The kings and queens of smelling like cabbage.
Yep.
And hot dog water. I will say this though, right? Because I think I want to start this off on a little positivity. If we take away the fact that the Conjuring movies are any way related to those two fucktards, they're good movies.
Yes.
To a degree.
Agree. Some of them, the more recent ones, are questionable, but the first two Conjuring movies I thought were really good.
Oh, dude, the first Conjuring movie, I was digging it up until the end, because it's like the whole based on a true story thing, and then she's like, "This is your daughter," and uses her Jean Grey Professor X fucking mind control abilities on her. Bro, come on, bro. Like, you had me. You fucking had me up until that moment. Like, I can't watch that movie past that moment. I turn it off.
Yeah, the practical effects, everything. I just thought it was so good.
Oh, dude, everything, like, gorgeous. Like, dude, the fucking the porch scene with the cop, that still makes me, I know it's coming, it still makes me jump. Like, real talk. Like, I've seen shit like that. Like, I and that's that's another little base. Sorry, the stuttering's taking over. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So that's a little basis that we should also jump into. Well, I'll speak for myself first, and then Scary Taylor can give you his background on it. Why do I feel I have a right to speak on them being frauds? Well, I've grown up in a number of haunted houses. I'm a practicing Gnostic. I am a devout follower of Solomon's magic. Chaos magic is fun, and I enjoy making artifacts, Ouija boards, rings, knives, things of that nature that are used for quote unquote black magic rituals, not like your Church of Satan crazy shit, but like actual magic, like probabilities, chaos magic, tarot, Ouija boards, fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of shit. I am much grayer than I should be. I've had people around me where we've made shit happen. And so for me, those two and the level of fraud that they committed is reprehensible, especially in the name of something that I actually believe in.
Right.
That's my background. What about you, Scary? What you got?
Okay, I was born and raised a Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and go to church every Sunday, was an altar boy, all that fun stuff. I went all the way, I'm confirmed, got married in the Catholic Church, everything, I'm a godfather a couple times over. It's all good. But again, as you hear from my stories on the page here, Scary Teller, my friend who has been tormented his entire life by something not holy and seeing things I couldn't really explain makes me a believer in the paranormal and the afterlife. But there's also that darkness that, you can't explain. So how can I not value that? It's got to be something real.
Yeah. There's always something more. There's a line from The Sorcerer's Apprentice with Nicolas Cage that I love. When they're first talking about magic, when he's like, "Is it magic or is it science?" It's like, yes and yes. And I think that's the best way to ever sum it up.
Right.
Because it is like you could take a fucking basic Bic lighter you can go to the store and spend $1 on and fucking take that bitch to the goddamn future or to the past, and people will think you're like the second coming of God because you can make fire from nothing.
Right.
You know, different energies and stuff like, I hate using the word stuff, but people are so indoctrined in a point of view of how this is a demon. Oh, that's a devil. Oh, it's like, if you're an entity that is older than recorded history, do you really give a fuck about good and evil?
Exactly.
Like those are modern human terms that we're attributing to something that was roaming the plains of existence longer than our species has been in its proper form. Like, and it's energy. It's different. I was raised Catholic myself. I was never confirmed, but that's actually where I got into the mysticism of it. Because come 6th grade, I'm sitting down with a school sister of St. Francis, and being raised Catholic, you know, those ladies were no punk.
Not at all.
Like, and I sat down with Sister Irene Daniels, was her name, lovely lady. She came to my high school graduation. You know, I went to her funeral, and I told her, it's like, I don't think this religion is right for me. And instead of, you know, snapping off on me, she realized that I was coming from a genuine place, that this wasn't my bag. And so she gave me the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, and she gave me a copy of the Talmud, actually properly translated. I don't remember what the authors were. I was in fucking like 5th, 6th grade. And I read those and I was like, yeah, I'm good on this. But this Roman Rite thing, I like this. I like this. And she actually gave me a letter that allowed me to miss mass until I graduated because it wasn't my belief. And from there, I started researching actual magic. Started off with herbalism, which is always fun. And I mean, that right there it's science in itself, you know, natural plants that we can use for healing, poisoning, various different functions. I mean, everybody with ayahuasca nowadays, and it's these big spiritual journeys, and it's crazy. It's really crazy in how the metaphysical movement is blown up. But all these reasons that you're hearing is why we hate I can truly say I hate the Warrens. They have a place of hate in my fucking heart. First of all, any respectable paranormal investigator is not going to charge you in any way, shape, or form. And while they did their stuff, quote unquote, for free, 3 words for you: Amityville Horror Movies. There are about 22, 23 Amityville horror movies that they get paid off of. Book deals, fucking publicity, speaking engagements. And they're just disgusting fucking people. Like,
sorry, my phone just took a mind of its own.
Oh no, I thought you were playing a bit for a second. Like, there we go. Exhibit A.
My phone's sitting there and all of a sudden it just started playing. That's weird. We're talking about the Warrens.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's creepy.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're both still walking this earth with completely unable to be finished business because they're such giant pieces of shit. They deserve no less. They really do. I actually, when I heard Ed died and Lorraine died, I wished them the same Spartan blessing. May you live forever.
Yeah.
May you know the true burden of immortality. But let us deep dive into the fuckery that is Ed and Lorraine Warren, the part-time bus driver, and self-appointed demonologist.
Hear that? Self-appointed.
Which is kind of something you can't really become, like straight up demonologist, unless you're fucking Catholic, like Catholic. Like I know there's the one TikTok bishop, fuck, I love his content. Joseph Long, I do believe his name is. I would classify him as like entry level demonologist, and he's been doing actual exorcisms for decades. Like, just the level of knowledge out there is not available for the layman. I'm sorry. The Vatican did a very good job during the Dark Ages and the Renaissance, quote unquote, of gathering up and storing off relevant information for what they wanted to control. It is what it is. It's not a conspiracy theory. If there was more readily available information, we'd have everything that they know about demons, devils, angels, spirits, other planes of existence. But we don't, unfortunately. And that information is controlled by the Vatican, which ironically is basically where you have to go to get a say-so on performing a sanctioned exorcism. Not because, they may have kind of cornered the market, but they have the knowledge. So to have a bus driver say, I'm a demonologist, it's like, okay.
You just reminded me of a story. And this is the reason. Years ago, I was at my job, and I used to plan road trips for a living. And when I sat down with this gentleman, and he was going to a bunch of different places like Massachusetts, Salem, like all that stuff. I'm like, oh, we're going to hunt witches. I was making a joke. And he goes, I'm actually hunting ghosts. I'm like, really? And he goes, yes, I'm a ghost hunter. And I said, all right, what does one do to become a ghost hunter? He looked me straight in the eyes, could not believe I asked that question. And he's like, well, I have a video camera and an audio recorder. And then he stopped talking, and I'm waiting for more. And I look him right in the face. I'm like, that's it? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Wow. Never once have I watched the show Ghost Hunters the same way again from that day.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's really not. However, there's this thing called experience that you kind of need to do before you earn a title, and that's where it comes down to, is the earning of these fucking labels and shit. Like, anybody, like, literally all you need to be a ghost hunter is a video recording device for a dedicated separate video device to record visual encounters, because modern day camera phones are fucking great.
Yep.
Same with the microphones on them. Get 2 phones, one for audio, one for visual. If you can, have a good ass service where you can instantly upload to a third party cloud service to take away any form of doubt that it's been tampered with. Be right. Like, no, here's the path, and went from my phone to here. As you can see, nobody's accessed it until today. That removes that form of thought, that doubt right there, that you can actually prove the chain of custody. But to actually like be a ghost hunter, and people can call me gatekeeping all I fucking want, go sit in on rituals, not like the Bohemian Grove Illuminati, we're gonna sacrifice a Best Buy employee and fucking fight over his shoelaces type shit. Like, I'm talking, go visit a coven when they invoke their gods. Go experience different types of shit before you just jump into the mix. You're not going to go on a big game safari hunting a fucking lion or an elephant before you've even shot a quail.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Like you just, if you want to, may the odds forever be in your favor by all fucking means. Like I am someone that knows for a damn fact that there are different forms of life that we cannot see, but they have an ability to interact with us and our realm of existence. It is what it is. People cannot believe in if they want. People can believe in if they want. But like facts, they don't give a fuck about what you feel or you believe. It's the knowing. It's a part of this world. It is concrete. It is absolute. It is iron.
And some people just prey upon that.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I was getting mad thinking about having to say that line. And no, this isn't scripted. We're just on that same page like that. It just, goddamn, like, let's like just looking at their latest movie that I'm so glad I didn't waste money with my ex-cunt to go see in the fucking movie theaters with when I was playing on it. The devil made me do it. If their lawyer, and I highly respect the lawyer that came forward with this, I do believe it was the lawyer, with the whole, well, you know, it was Satan. Satan, you know, possessed my body and had me kill these nobody people. No. One, you weren't important enough for a Satan to inhabit your body. And I say a Satan because there's kind of more than one of them. It's a title. And the shit they did to actually convince that kid of the fucking story. Like I need to pull up the fucking articles right now.
So they're like, he was like, I didn't have to do anything to convince them. They're doing it for me.
Yeah, basically. Like I'm you know what? Fuck pulling up the articles. People can do their own research on this shit.
Yeah.
Go out there and don't use Google. Google will send you to the BuzzFeed version where they're actually promoting the movies more than actually talking about where they fucked up. Use like DuckDuckGo, alternatives to Google. You'll get better search results of a more varied nature. Use your discriminating eye and educate yourself. But there's without a doubt that these two were the biggest frauds in history of the paranormal. Do you remember seeing that picture from the Amityville Horror House where
yes. With the little kid sitting in the corner?
The kid?
Yeah.
So there's actually reports coming out of like people, like modern anthropological studies, which is really fucking cool, of like communications between the neighbors, watching child actors being brought into the house and photo shoots occurring.
That makes sense.
Like, I saw that and I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no. I need to get my hands on a piece of their fucking garments. I want to fucking grave rob them so goddamn bad, get their fucking skulls and just summon them and torment them for eternity.
Well, I mean, if you look at it now, the house in Amityville, the people who live there now say nothing has ever occurred there.
Yeah.
It's blurred out on Google Maps. I've checked myself.
Yep.
And even, who is it? Somebody said, a bunch of people said that this was a story concocted so the Lutzes could make money.
Yeah, they was concocted over a couple bottles of wine that the first night they got there. I mean, fucking the devil made me do it one. He fucking told the collaborating writer that he just had to, because no one could get their story straight as much at all, to just fill in the blanks. You got everything you need there, just make up the rest. Like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Right. Exactly.
Like, it's that shit's fucking disgusting, dude. Like, you're this type of knowledge is not there to be exploited and made money on in any way. Like, yeah, people sell books or they'll do like a seminar, but that's as far as it should fucking go. And usually for those seminars, that fee goes into either bringing somebody in their travel costs or rent for the space, or cost of materials used. It's very minimal, or it should be very minimal. It's the enlightenment and the sharing of knowledge is the point.
Right.
And to know, which is why I practice what I practice and I do what I do. My French is a little rusty and my German's a little rusty, but I still get by. But there's so many books out there with these actual, like, the shit that they label as demons is like, oh my God, that's a whole other fucking podcast. Like, the insistency of the human species that anything unseen is either far right or far left, either good or fucking bad. And that's your buddies in the tall white hat doing that shit.
Well, what did she say about Amityville? Remember the quote that keeps getting brought up over and over again that Lorraine said, "I hope this is the closest to hell I've ever get."
Yeah, bitch.
And how long? I mean, how long before The Conjuring did you know that they were frauds?
Probably about a decade.
Okay, because I've been reading up on this ever since I saw the Amityville Horror for the first time. And I was reading up on Ed and Lorraine Warren, the original one, the one from 1970, whatever, with Margot Kidder.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I Googled it, the book, and then I was reading
Get
up.
Out.
Now that movie freaked me the hell out.
that was a different movie. That movie was cool. I was talking about more of like the whole talk, like the house is talking to me, the messages on the wall. Like, yeah, dude, that.
But man, I started to read up on them like when the internet was still like not newer, but it was dial up when I read about this. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm reading up about this, and they're talking about how the Amityville house was never haunted. The only thing it was based on was a story concocted by the author and George Lutz. And the second thing was the only true thing that happened was Ronald DeFeo killed his entire family a year before.
Yep.
And the fact that George Lutz used that story to make money.
Yep.
And then the Warrens came in and said, you know what? I'm clairvoyant. let's repeat that. I'm clairvoyant.
Uh-huh.
Is she any different than the psychic mediums that exploit
call me now
money?
for a free reading, Bob?
Yeah.
Oh, babies are calling me now.
Or I'm getting an M, a name with a or maybe a B.
Like, dude, and then it's like I see the fucking Conjuring movie, and they're doing like the lecture where they're showing the video where the dude's having the cross pushed through his fucking skin. I'm like, that's actually on par with that time period special effects. So that's why that shit cracks me the fuck up, because you could do that and fake that in a film.
Right. But as much as I liked the Conjuring movie, the first one, when I saw it, because I came out of the theater and I think I saw it right before we got hit by Hurricane Sandy. I think that's how long ago it was, because we over here in Jersey, we got slammed by that. But I remember walking out of the theater and I'm like, I liked the movie, but Ed and Lorraine are on this and I don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt guilty for liking the movie.
No, I feel you. Like it's like when I watched Dune, I had to do my best to try and separate as best as I could and experience it for what it is. And it's just like, I still feel dirty.
But the other thing is, from what I remember reading, now I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, so be it. I don't care. But The Conjuring 2, the Enfield Poltergeist, from what I've read, the Warrens had nothing to do with that.
They were there for a day.
Right, exactly. And to make it that they saved this family from this terrible poltergeist when they were there for one day.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, like it's the whole production on fucking the Conjuring movies is weird as fuck as it is. Like, they had to have known that when they said it was based on a true story, that the only thing true about it were the names of the people involved.
Right.
That's it. And the locations. They did the bare minimum to make sure it was based on a true story. Now, when you actually go into their museum, which I've been to, it looks like something you would see at a fucking state fair sideshow. It's ridiculous. Like, there is no form of bad vibes in that place.
Right.
Like, there's no form of good. It is just neutral and dead feeling.
It's a carnival act.
Yeah. And it's like, I've seen Robbie the doll, the doll that Child's Play is based off of, that is actually a haunted object. I'm motherfucker.
Did you ask for permission to gaze upon him?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Goddamn right I did. I fucking know better. Shit. I have spoken and I have seen fucking gods. I have spoken with spirits that were around when Samaria was young. I know my P's and Q's. Like, it.
You came to face with the real Annabelle, correct?
Essentially, yes.
How did you feel?
You mean the one that I wanted to pick her up and take her for a walk? Like, it's a fucking doll in a case. It is all marketing. The Warrens are to the 80s what Zach Bagans and Ghost Encounters was to the 2000s. Like, that he's another fucking douchebag. I'm sorry. Like, that like, do your fucking best. Oh, now shake your camera. Oh, look, I've got marks on me. Motherfucker, that's not what, well, first of all, that's not what they fucking look like. Those are human. Nice fucking try. Secondly, he only had like one actual, like, maybe 2 good seasons. Like, before all the money started rolling, like the first episode, like the first couple episodes where they went to like the Iron Horse Hotel and the Mouth of Hell in Tennessee, like, those are legitimate places.
Right.
Like, those are places that if I'm gonna go, I'm spending a day or 2 warding myself before I get within range, because like them places are no joke. But past that, it got commercial as hell. It got the whole, I am the alpha male ghost hunter. They will bow before me and I will run like a bitch because we are afraid, but we're not afraid. Don't show fear. The fuck out of here. You got great marketing, bro. You got a great fucking gimmick. I give you 100% of your dues on your hustle, because your hustle is fucking dope. Past that, you're full of fucking shit, bro. 100%.
Did you see the movie?
No.
Demon House?
What?
You didn't see the movie?
They made a fucking, oh my God.
Really?
Is it like a 2-hour long fucking ghosting? Like, is it like a 2-hour long episode or some shit?
Yeah. But it was produced like a movie, but it's still like a lot of documentary. It's more instead of Zach's voiceover, you hear a lot of it, but and then it ends with the alone of an investigation of the actual demon house. And listen, some of the evidence he caught was a little compelling, maybe, but like, he looks. There's a scene, you have to watch it. There's a scene in the movie where they're in the basement and this guy is taking readings to making sure it's nothing like natural, like something coming out of the walls that's making people hallucinate. Mm-hmm. And you see Zach snarl his face and like step towards the guy, and then he makes himself walk away. Like, he goes, I had to leave the room because I got so angered and I don't know why. the demons are starting to affect me.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this fucking works. Like, oh, you fucking poser. Oh my god. I need to fucking find a bootleg version of that. I can't pay money to rent that.
I think it's on Prime, Amazon Prime. If you have it, take your time.
I have Prime. I will check it out. Like,
yeah.
Oh god, they made a fucking movie on those chachas.
But I'm gonna tell you, there's a hysterical part, and I know they're trying to be serious, but it really made me laugh when one of their camera dudes like walks off in the house and then starts acting really weird, and then he goes, something happened to him, and then they go cut to the hotel where they're staying, and the guy is going ballistic, screaming in the hallways, kicking doors, and Zach looks like he's gonna shit his pants.
The fuck out of here. Why didn't no one tell me that this? I didn't know about this part. Why was I on the production meeting? What the fuck?
Yes, it is on Prime. I just checked. It's still there, available to watch.
Oh god, I'm gonna watch that shit tonight.
It's 95 minutes, so it's an hour and a half.
I'm gonna watch that shit tonight. That's gonna be fucking funny.
You're gonna message me right after you watch it, like, what the hell did I just watch?
It's gonna be like, I fucking hate you. You're a fucker. Oh, because it's like, you ever see Ghost Encounters?
I have.
Or Grave Encounters. Grave Encounters.
Yeah, I knew what you were talking about, though.
Yeah,
that movie.
Those two were fucking good. Like, those were fucking some good fictional ghost hunting. And it's like, that would have been cooler to see than the Conjuring films that we got. I mean, they're one step above some B, like, just because of their budgets, they're a little bit above B horror movies, but the Ed and Lorraine thing will always taint them. Like, those, like, oh god, so much fucking. And it's funny because, like, all the people that came out against them came out before they died.
Right.
Like, they've been saying this shit for years.
Well, there was a guy who was actually very critical of them and slammed them left and right. I think the last name was Weber.
Yeah.
He was always right on top of them, and good for him, man.
Oh yeah. Typing in my search, typed in the Warrens, gonna put Weber, and it's the Warrens frauds. Like, yep.
Is it I know it was Jay Anson was the writer of Amityville Horror. Was it Jay Weber or was it a different first name?
I think it was Warren Weber.
Okay.
No, that's the Warren.
What?
It came up Warren Weber because that was the two names put together.
Man, all I know is I remember after I watched the first Conjuring movie, I was skimming YouTube and I found the oldest daughter of the Perrin family, Andrea.
Yeah.
She had put out a whole bunch of books on her experiences in the house. And a lot of the experiences that she encountered weren't malevolent. Is that the right word?
Yes.
Yeah, they weren't malevolent. She like embraced the spirits. Things would happen in the house that might have been freaky to them, or she might have gotten scared, but they in turn embraced these spirits that were inhabiting this house. And she went on, and I guess somebody asked a question about Ed and Lorraine, and she's like, Ed and Lorraine came to our house and our father threw them out. He asked them to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like,
yeah, because they want the sensationalism. They want to hype it all up. It's like, dude, just because a house is inhabited with an entity of some kind doesn't make it bad.
Right. And I mean, if they ended the movie a little different, but to make it seem like they saved this family from this demon woman who cursed the land.
Oh yeah, like the actual person that they were straight up slandering, like, oh my fucking god, she was a good person,
right?
Like she was a mother and I think a grandmother too, and it's like, you're just taking dead people's names and shitting on them. Like, bro, no.
You made her a child murderer.
Mm-hmm. When she was anything but. And the whole, oh, well, she was probably a witch. Name me one parent that isn't. Name me one hunter that isn't in knowledge of some form of herbalism or some form of what would be considered alchemy or spiritualism, the connection they actually have with the process and respect they have for hunting. Guess what? Kind of practicing magic there, bro.
Right.
But no, the bigotry that comes from the monotheistic community is still fucking great. And as a result, we get people like the Warrens that like to take advantage of those that are ignorant. I mean,
right. And I mean, you watch the movie again, knowing this fact that the father threw these people out. And then you watch the parts of the movie where Ed is fixing the car and he's being a surrogate father for them. And he's being a psychiatrist to them. He's talking to them and she's wandering around the property, seeing people floating by in a lake and seeing people hanging because she's clairvoyant. I mean, it's insane when you watch it again.
Yeah. It's a very, very good spin on some horrible ass fucking people. And the only reason why they're celebrated is because they make money. The movies are based around their shit are good. They actually are works of art, and I give them nothing but their due praise. However, when you go down to the source material and you have those dumbasses out there saying that, oh, this is real, this is based on a true story, this shit happened. No, motherfucker, this shit didn't happen. You want to see what an actual possession is like? Do you want to go experience a legitimately haunted and inhabited house? Okay. There's a dude up in Maine that a buddy of mine named Nick, I found his stuff on through my guy Nick, who does some shit. Haunting in
Was it Carmel, Maine?
Yes.
That dude with Shadow Dude?
Yes.
I've seen that. People rip that guy apart, but
that's real.
His evidence scares the shit out of me.
Like that's real. Like the channel is Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. CARMELMAINE. There's a few ways you can tell that that's real. One, how he actually acts.
Right.
Like working in post-production and with special effects, you can tell when shit's been changed. Like you look in a picture and you can see when it's bad photoshopping or good photoshopping. It's really easy to fake some shit. What you can't fake are, one, the reactions, unless you're working with an undiscovered like Tom Cruise or fucking Denzel Washington somewhere, which is probable. It's possible, but it's not probable. But like the shit in his that he has, that's real. Like I sorry to sound like a broken fucking record, but that is some of the most compelling physical evidence I have ever seen recorded.
Well, that one video that I keep seeing over and over again is the one where it's in the window.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Dude is in the window and he walks into the room and it like detaches from the window, and the way it falls, you can't create that on a computer.
Mm-mm.
You could try, but it'll look like Venom.
Yeah, in order to do that, that's weeks of lighting and tweaking and slight alterations, and it is nearly improbable to fucking do. Like if you're dedicating that much time to making a fraudulent piece of evidence like that with that amount of detail, because you can break it down frame by frame and you can see where the shadow and the light cut. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like just goddamn, son. Like that type of shit, like that's undisputable. That is undisputable evidence of something. And you can't even truly say, no one can truly, well, not just you, but no one can truly say that it is an evil spirit who's bothered to talk to it yet, who's tried, and not just pulling out a recorder and trying to get an EVP. That's cool. I see a lot of those where people take like those spirit boxes and shit like that in different places, and they'll do, there's different equipment people have come up with for ghost hunting and stuff like that. Who's pulled out the Ouija board or the spirit board, whatever you want to call it? Who's actually crafted an eye, made a board dedicated to that house and that encounter, and gone in there and talked?
Right. Yep.
Nobody. Like, otherwise there'd be some videos, which would be fucking cool as hell to do, and is pretty fun, especially if you know what you're doing, and which basically comes down to not bitching out. Willpower is very strong. Willpower is one of those cool little superpowers that every single human has, with some shred of free will, that you can actually use to influence a lot of the energies around you, which kind of is the essence of chaos magic and the whole manifesting things and making it happen. And yeah. Kind of going back to the old meme, which always makes me giggle, is every time you share this meme of Jesus, he'll bless your day. Like, according to the Catholics, that's actually happening. Like, what you hold true on earth, I'll hold true in heaven. So if people actually believe that Jesus is going to bless them if they share a picture,
yep,
their messiahs, every time they hit a like or share, it's bloop, 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 which is really fucking cool. But getting back on track with the fraud team here, and their just overwhelming joy of destroying people's lives. Like, we have the dad that kicks them out. Like, all this shit that we're talking about, you can go and find yourself, and I highly suggest that you do it. And I know I'm repeating myself on this topic again, but I just want to advocate strongly for people doing their own research and not relying fully on a voice or a face or a single source they find in one place. Disseminate,
right,
integrate, and find a conclusion. But yeah, the Warrens have, like, the one thing that I never understood with the Warrens, if they were legitimate, why did we only get a doll and a nun? That's my question for movies. Like, the nun has nothing to do with their shit at all.
No.
I've never seen, God, now I have to find the, I had the fucking saved, but I do believe that the nun they used, that name, I
Valak.
can't remember. Yeah, that is actually like some old school Jewish shit, if I memory serves me right. Oh yeah, King Lesser Key of Solomon. No wonder I didn't pay attention to the fucking name. They even spell it the same. Valak is a demon, is a demon described in the Geoic grimoires of the Lesser Key of Solomon. But yet we're gonna give this nothing its own movie.
Seems legit.
Like, unless, like, dude, like, unless you're demon, like, if you want, all right, interchanging the word demon with spirits, because that's basically the same thing. It's just human bigotry behind it. Like, that's like saying I'm, oh God, what's the best analogy? Like, That's just mean. It's kind of like our modern presidency, where it's like everybody thinks Joe Biden's the shit when he really just has Kamala Harris's hand shoved up his ass. It's kind of like that. Lesser demons are like the little puppet things. Like they're there to do bitch work, and it's like you want me to be afraid of your gopher that never had anything to do with a nun,
Yeah.
but you want to tell it based on a true. I need to smoke more pot.
Inspired by true events.
Yeah, I'm sure fucking is. Like,
one event was true.
Yeah, they showed up at the house. That's about it. What key? I don't even remember fucking reading about Valak. That's bad. What volume is Valak in? Because it's like the Keys of Solomon, like there are a bunch of different books, the Lesser and the Greater Keys. The Seal of Solomon, like his ring and shit. That would be fucking that's actually something that I want to, get my hands on.
Yeah.
Is like make a fucking Seal of Solomon. Oh, that'd be so fun. I wouldn't be sleeping for like 2 weeks with all them fucking incantations. Like, I mean, there's sorry, I'm getting all ADHD brain. The Lesser Key, the Munich Bernick, locate, summon, control serpents. Never happened anything in the fucking movie. 27 Legions of Spirits. No one gives a shit. I'm sorry, I don't mean to become like disrespectful towards like these things, but it's just like there's different levels for everything, and it's like I like in essence like Valak, yeah, more powerful than I'll ever fucking be. I get that, but like we're not talking about ball here or something. It's like, ooh, I'm Valak. Ooh, go eat a ball sack.
But how did we incorporate Valak into the Enfield poltergeist? That made no sense.
It's a cool sounding name. I mean, like that's about it. It's like it seems like that was the big ceiling arc with the whole fucking thing, was that because of their being haunted and hunted and hunting all this paranormal stuff, they drew the attention of demons, and Valak was sent to go after them.
Yeah, they wanted to make a movie dedicated on a creepy nun. So they parlayed it into a Conjuring movie, so they had a segue.
Instead of using a real creepy nun like Mother Teresa to base it off of, because that bitch was fucking heinous too.
Jeez.
Oh, dude, like the actual, like her good shit she did, love her 100% for it. The rest of like the 75 to 80% of what she was, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Man may be fallible, but goddamn, that fucking woman. We can get to her later on, but yeah, back to the Warrens. Like they've been kicked out of just about everything. They've been, I can't even say haunting. I'm just going to use the word thing that they've been involved with. Like they're just disgusting people. Ironically, that the museum's closed now, no one took it over to keep on running. I think Zach Bagans has the fucking Annabelle doll, I think.
Oh, he probably does.
Who owns Annabelle? Here we go. The Sun, always a reliable form of information. Where is Annabelle now? Who is Annabelle? No one gives a fuck. Yeah, that just makes it even better. It's like y'all took a raggedy, like The Raggedy Ann people wouldn't give you license to use the image of their fucking IP in the movie. That says a lot about your fucking property right there, in my opinion. Annabelle's now kept in. Oh, this is old. No wonder why.
Oh, they showed up uninvited to the Enfield Poltergeist and left a day later.
Yeah, they literally showed up like, hey, we're the Warrens. Like, okay.
And apparently the family was caught faking evidence.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean that was one of the truer aspects of the fucking movie, is you have the little girl getting busted out for being a fraud.
Yeah,
like that right there was just like, oh yeah, you dumbass, and it should have ended right there. Nope. Nope, we're gonna keep this going, and it just, god damn, horrible. And it's like, I give them props on how they did what they did. You know, they made a shit ton of money and a name for themselves being frauds, plain simple. But the legacy they leave behind is one of a lot of confusion. You know, their whole, oh god, like it, I found the perfect way to describe Lorraine Warren. She's like the dollar store version. She's the Wish version of the midget from fucking Poltergeist, the movie.
Yeah.
That I mean, they look basically the same. One's just actual, I believe, being a real fucking clairvoyant. The other one being just, yeah, piece of shit. I it just still baffles me as to how long they were able to get away with this shit. Like they're like the longest they were able to get away with this.
Wow, I didn't realize. There's some things I'm just reading up now about Ed Warren, that he groomed a 15-year-old girl.
What?
Wait, hold on. This is from Thought Catalog, the website. So beyond the claims that the Warrens fabricated at least parts of each famous haunting they were involved in, they are extremely troubling claims that Ed Warren groomed a 15-year-old girl he met while working as a bus driver, and they eventually had a 40-year relationship. The Warrens officially said they moved the girl into their house because she had nowhere else to go. When Lorraine signed on to consult for the Conjuring movies, she made a contract that states the movies will not feature negative information about the Warrens, including sex with minors, child pornography, prostitution, or sexual assault. Damn.
How about that? Uncle Ed is Uncle Touchy. God damn, I didn't know that. I hate him even more.
You still believe his claims?
I believe, I will say this right now, I'm believing everything I'm hearing about him. I'll say that much. I ain't talking about their paranormal work. Like, damn, son. Like,
that's nuts. I that's one tidbit of information I had no idea. I just read about it now.
Like, I'm that man.
And the fact that she knew about it, Miss Clairvoyant.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's that's beyond fucked up. Like, I would love to see that fucking contract.
Jesus.
No, that's not.
I honestly only thought that they were making shit up to make money. I had no idea it delved deep into assaulting a minor. And she was complicit in it. Really? She's probably embarrassed that she couldn't see it from her clairvoyance, that she went along with it for Ed. Good old Ed.
Dude, like I just Googled in Ed Warren grooming. And dude, it's on Fox News from 2017.
Jesus.
FoxNews.com, entertainment. Like, I don't care what people like. They're right wing or like. Fuck the politics on that shit. Like, that's a reputable. That's the fucking word. Reputable fucking source.
Jesus.
The real life, the opening line, the real life demonologists that the Conjuring horror film franchise is based on may have been keeping a creepy secret. Judith Penny, now in her 70s, reportedly said in a sworn declaration she lived in the Warrens' house as Ed's lover for 4 decades. She said that the relationship started when she was 15.
Oof.
Now, as a person that reads a lot of history, I can understand up until like the 50s and 60s in a vast majority of rural America why 14 and 15-year-olds were getting married and having kids, like before like the polio vaccine and all that shit. You know what I mean? I understand. You know what I mean?
Right.
Life expectancies were short as fuck. You had 12 fucking brothers and sisters because you weren't sure if they're all gonna fucking make it. You know, that I get. This shit.
Like
God
they can make up
damn.
haunting claims all they want. They could say they're clairvoyant and a self-made demonologist, but now you're doing that stuff. Like that's how you're gonna roll. Like, oh,
An attorney for the studio. Wow. An attorney for the studio claimed in court papers that a disgruntled author and producer are suing over profits from the franchise and are spreading rumors as part of a vendetta. Ed died in 2006, and Lorraine's attorney, Gary Barkin, claimed the family had no knowledge of the allegations. Barkin told the Hollywood Reporter that Penny wasn't Ed's secret lover. The Warrens opened their home to Miss Penny when she was 18 and had nowhere else to live, following a childhood neglect. Okay. During much of their career, Ed and Lorraine were on the road working on cases and giving lectures. Miss Penny lived and watched their house.
Jesus.
And
That's insane.
this is another reason why I believe I'm gonna have to say that this is probably real. Judith is reportedly not involved with the litigation over the films.
Wow. Oh my
She's
God.
not motivated by money.
I can't.
Dude, bro, oh my God. In a legal declaration she provided in November of 2014, I'm probably saying her name wrong, but Penny claimed she and Ed began an amorous relationship. And by 1963, she moved into the house where she allegedly had a sexual relationship with Warren.
Oh my God.
In 1963, Penny was arrested after a concerned citizen reported her relationship with Ed to local police. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter.
Mm-hmm.
She eventually was ordered by the court to attend a delinquent youth officer for a month. Penny insisted Ed would pick her up from school every week and then drive her to the mandated meetings. To cover their tracks, the Warrens allegedly claimed she was either a niece or a poor girl they had taken in out of charity. Penny alleged that in 1978, she became pregnant with Ed's child, but was persuaded by Lorraine to have an abortion to avoid public scandal, which could have resulted in the end of their successful ghost hunting business.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Penny also said Ed was abusive to Lorraine. Sometimes Ed would actually have to slap her across the face to shut her up, claimed Penny in a recording. There's recordings of this shit. Some nights I thought they were going to kill each other. Penny said her relationship with Ed ended in 2003 and she eventually married. Still, she allegedly remained friendly with Ed until his death. As
Damn.
I'm older now, I can't even fathom why Lorraine let me stay there, she said in a recording. Lots of times people think, why did I do this? Why did I screw up my life like this? Sometimes I get angry thinking about it, how so much was taken away from me.
I guess Ed is a successful groomer.
Oh my God. And the one comment, this is just the cherry on the fucking cake of the type of people that they attract. Every man needs a wife as understanding of his carnal needs as Lorraine.
Ugh.
Now I am going to
I don't have words. That's just nasty.
recordings. That's what I want to find.
This is not where I thought this was going to go.
This is not at all.
Oof.
Not one bit. Like, dude, type in Judith Penney, Ed Warren recordings, and everything that pops up is propaganda for the Warrens.
Oh my God.
Like,
Yep, there it is.
Witchcraft.
Hollywood Reporter. Yep.
Uh-huh.
I'm nauseated.
Yeah, wow. I'm sorry for getting excited at this. I'm not trying to have that come out the wrong way. I am just flabbergasted because it's like I have looked into these cocksuckers and I did not realize they were as fucking degenerate and herpy ridden as they are. God damn.
Oh.
Like, that's up there on par with fucking Steven Tyler adopting a 14-year-old. The fuck.
Ay.
Yeah. Wow. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I need to look at something. I just had a thought about I need to make sure that I'm wrong on something. So I just had a word. So I don't know if I don't even want to think that this is possible. They may have included Judith Penney in the Conjuring movie.
I literally just saw that article.
Judith Warren.
Yeah. Okay. Ugh.
You disgusting pieces of fucking shit.
Oh my God.
God damn. Like, God damn. They wow. This went dark. This one went darker than
Oof. This is like
actually
crazy.
all right. They do have a child born 1946 named Judy Warren. And Ed's mistress was named Judith.
Oh. No, she's a fella. I'm not even making words anymore. I'm just making noise.
Like what the actual fuck? And all this shit that we're saying right now, go look it up. Simple Google searches will even bring it up. Oh, and her last name is spelt P as in Paul, E as in Edward, N as in Nicholas, N as in Nicholas, E as in Edward, Judith, Judith Penne. I think there might be a Y at the end. Can't really remember. Yeah. But what the actual fuck?
And listen, you could choose to believe what you need, what you want to believe. I always had a problem with what they claimed. Always had a problem with their self-proclaimed titles. I don't have any doubt that this is true for some reason.
This makes too much sense.
I mean, you look at a picture of him and think if you walked by him on the street, would you think this guy's creepy as hell?
Yeah. I mean, I know my big ass gives off some weird ass fucking vibes because I'm just weird and big as fucking awkward. But that dude, he looks like he added the O in Chomo. You know what I'm saying? Like he oof. I just god damn. Like that's one of the golden rules out there. Like you don't you can fall in love with whoever you want to fall in love with, but you don't be fucking somebody named after your own fucking kid.
And a 15-year-old.
Right? Like, I mean, it was, this is also the age of the baby groupies, so I can see how it was stylish back then. But at least the neighbor had the common sense to call the fucking cops.
Yeah.
Like, which right there, if people wanted to, sue, claim it didn't happen, there's the police reports. Like, there's everything you actually need to see. It's there. Like the paper trail, it exists. I know. I God damn, son.
I'll never watch any of the Conjuring Universe the same ever again.
No.
Ever.
Mm-mm. Like, and with our culture being so cancel quick, with like cancel first, ask questions last, like how the fuck were these movies made?
Especially when you put it in a contract to make the movie that no like underage sex could be discussed.
Oh, like why that specific?
What the fuck?
That's fucked up. That is some seriously fuck.
That is a next level fucked up. Is what that is.
Dude, that story reminds me of the fucking. All I can hear in my head is that song from The Who's Tommy, fiddling about. I'm fiddling about. It's like, yeah, your ass was fiddling, all right. You were the fiddler on the fucking roof.
I mean, as I said before, you can choose to believe what you want. If you want to believe that they are clairvoyant and a demonologist and all these claims that they're saying are true, you're more than welcome to. But I read these articles. These articles are out there, and there's people saying that it happened. There's people saying it didn't, but I choose to believe it happened.
Yeah, I mean, the woman has no financial motivation behind what she's saying. That right there is huge.
Well, I just read in another article that the haunting in Connecticut, is that the one?
Mm-hmm.
They were talking to the director the author of the book.
Yeah.
They told them what happened, and pretty much the family in that they couldn't keep their story straight, and they were going through a lot of hard times, and they were troubled and everything like that. So they made pretty much the Warrens told the author, make up whatever you want, just make it scary.
Yeah, that was my bad. I earlier I confused that one with the devil made me do it when I said they just fill in the blanks. Unless they did it twice, which wouldn't surprise me if they did.
They did it.
Like
they did it all the time, every time.
Yeah, like that's like those like they were those people actually were troubled with drugs and alcohol. So, you know, if you're fucking abusing some shit and you're coming down, you're seeing some fuck shit.
But you also got to notice a pattern, because in the Amityville horror, when the Lutzes and what's his name, Jay Anson, when they were writing the book over the wine, and then they did all the claims, you know, that there were hoof prints in the snow. In the 28 days they were there, it never snowed. The police were never called once. And a lot of these claims are eyewitness from the family. So you either try to believe it or you want to believe it because it's a good story.
Right. It is a good story, and that's the thing. It's a great fucking story. But that's all that it is a damn story. Like,
right.
I can write a great fucking story. I've written a couple of them. Like, they're available for purchase at cookpeoplemedia.com. Hey, shameless promo. But like these motherfuckers, like, dude, like, for someone that practices this shit, it's like it in certain belief structures, if you see like hoof prints leading somewhere, that means something based on your God.
Yep.
That you worship. Like that, like, dude, that's like seeing the fucking Virgin Mary legitimately appear. Like, and y'all just shitting on people. You fucking chomo piece of shit.
Yeah. Capitalizing on people who love horror movies. And trust me, there's not a horror movie I won't see, because I love horror movies.
I love a good story. I love horror movies. I love shit in real life that can't be explained.
Right.
That has no meaning or way that it could go down. I love that shit. But like, when you outright take advantage of people on a Scientology level, like the Warrens have done, and now Warner Brothers has fucking done.
Yeah.
Like that dude, like
if you listen to some of these horror authors like me, by the way, Scary Teller right below, click link, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. Some of the stories, there's like a creepy element to it, but a lot of it, not a lot goes on. But because they're real stories. Like you can add the Hollywood element into it and try to make the entire story from start to finish the scariest thing you've ever read. Hell, I could write a story and make shit up. But that's different from Hollywood. I get it, but
yeah, it's like going back to the Ghost of Carmel, Maine. Like, that's hours and days worth of fucking footage just to get 10 or 15 seconds. Like, actual ghost hunting, like any form of hunting, is boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna, like, if you legit walk into a place and it's like the bedroom, if it's like Carol Ann's bedroom from fucking the Poltergeist movie, and shit's just like fucking all over the place, run.
Yeah.
You do not belong there. And I say run because if my ass walked into a place like that, I would be leaving immediately. Like, no, like, the shit just doesn't happen like that. Like, there's I think the dude's name's the Bearded Explorer. I saw him on Nuke's Top 5 last night when I was trying to pass out. And He went to abandoned hospital, and it's like he's walking around and he's hearing like different sounds and shit. And I think he's in the place for like maybe 10-15 minutes, turns around to like get like a shot, and a ball rolls across the ground. He did the smart thing. He ran like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like he was gone. And this is a man who is experienced, can keep calm as well, knows when it's like, fuck this shit, I'm out time. And you get people like the Warrens where they sensationalize these stories that, oh, as soon as we got there, it was so dark and dreary and emo and goth. And I, being the clairvoyant, I had to speak with the spirits, and I had to make it right with the universe and show her that this is her daughter. It's like, bitch, go suck your husband's dick, because obviously you didn't do a good enough job. Like, god damn, y'all like.
Yeah, do you remember years and years ago when Ghost Hunters was on Sci-Fi?
With the plumbers? Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And remember when they did the Halloween live stream?
Yes.
And it was hours. What is it, like 6 to 8 hours? You got to join them on an investigation, and you fell asleep because it was so boring.
Oh, I didn't. I was one of those nerds that was like typing in like, dude, oh my God, it's a fucking ectoplasmal cloud. Cause like you were seeing the shit happen. Like,
yeah.
That was probably like when they did that one, and then the Stanley Hotel with CM Punk.
Yeah.
Those were some of my favorite episodes, because it's like you got to see it firsthand of like, and you could feel it, you could feel the adrenaline going through them. Like that is what ghost hunting is. Like,
right.
It's not this, I'm going to go cleanse a house. Good luck with that. You go have fun.
But a lot of ghost hunting is sitting around and waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to siphon through hours upon footage and look at every intricate detail to make sure you don't miss something.
And then you find something, you have to send that off to somebody else, have them run it through a bunch of looks, and get it fact checked upon fact checked upon fact checked.
Right.
Because it's like, it could be a glitch in your software that made this shadow appear this and this, or someone lagged on the video here and there. And there's ways of discerning altered footage or in life altered footage where you mistake something for something else.
Right.
Like, and then there's just shit where it's like, please tell me that you rigged this house before we went in here. I need you to lie to me right now and tell me that you took 10 hours to rig string and hire 1980s special effects people to open these doors and drawers and move shit quietly. I need you to lie to me right now. Because rare as they are, there are places that exist.
Right.
And there's actually one here in Milwaukee, the Alchemist Theater. Before Corona happened, you could actually go in there, and there's some very raw, compelling video, and it's very active. It's very jump scare, which makes sense given that it's a fucking theater. Like, if you've never been around theater kids, you don't understand how twisted and fucking hilarious their jokes are. And all that shit was shit that a theater kid would do. Not saying it's fake, but if you're a ghost in the theater, that makes sense. Like, not trying to, like, I know it sounds weird trying to rationalize ghosts and all that, but like, if I was a ghost inhabiting the theater and somebody's trying to get footage of me, I'm gonna have fun.
Damn right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am gonna slam every door I can. I'm gonna be drained of energy for weeks and months to come. But goddamn, am I not gonna have fun with this motherfucker that was dumb enough to come here by himself? Like, that's just how I would do it. You know, and you see proof of that. You also, like with ghost hunters, a lot of times they go in there and do what the Warrens were quote unquote depicted of doing in the movies that they never fucking did, was trying to disprove shit. They never did that.
Right.
That's a modern thing where the skeptic of it comes into, which you have to be skeptical. Like there's shit there. I've fucking had people be like, oh dude, this is really haunted. It's like, how old is your house? When was the last time you had your pipes done? 30 years. You might want to look into that.
You have an electrical issue that can cause frequencies to hit you and you could hallucinate. Like,
yep.
That's amazing.
How old are your is your wiring in your house? How old is your circuit breaker? Do you have fuses still?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of factors that go into shit before you can just say, oh, this place is haunted. This is haunted. It's used a scientific method. And if it's unexplained, well, that's when people like me can start having fun. And even getting to communicate, like, unless you're summoning a specific entity, that right there is sometimes an exercise in futility, because like everything, if it chooses to fucking appear to you, if it likes you, it may or may not show up. You never know.
Right.
But just this whole, the demons are attacking me. The demons are here. I could see it attached to her body type of bullshit is bullshit. Like that doesn't happen. Like a possession can actually occurs in many different forms, but a lot of these modern spiritualists or mediums are just modern versions of what occurred back in the late 1800s, when it was trendy to have like a crystal ball party where you brought in a medium and she would do readings and all kinds of other just pure bullshit. And it's what we have now, unfortunately, on a grander scale with a bigger budget.
Yeah.
And more pedophilia.
Oh, yeah.
Unneeded pedophilia. Like, it's not like coronavirus is killing off generations and generations. Like, what the fuck? Like that god damn. I don't even know how I want to feel about that.
Yeah, and like me, you've never heard that before.
No, I would have opened with that. That would have been the opening line. It would have been something like, and today we are talking about the world famous pedophiles, the Warrens. That would have been like the opening line. And it's like 5 years going into what would be the 6th year now. This shit has been out there, and it's like, dude, we need to stop with these fucking people. I'm sorry. Like, sorry, people are daring to disturb me while I'm deep in rant mode. Like the god damn, man. And I bought the first Conjuring.
Yeah, I have that. I don't have the second one, but I do have the first one on Blu-ray.
Dude, I'm gonna talk to fucking Google and see if I get a refund. No bullshit. I don't care if it's just Google pay credit. I don't want that movie anymore. That's fucking disgusting, dude.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. Like, how dare you try and associate yourself with what I love? And it's like that now it actually, like, all this shit coming out like makes more sense on why they went on such a different tangent than what quote unquote actually happened with this shit. Because it's like, I'm not going to sit here and defame anybody on what they knew or didn't know or chose to ignore for the joys of a fat paycheck. But James Wu, you got some explaining to do.
What did you do, Wu? Sorry.
Legit. The fuck did you do? Like you got stupid, fat, rich, and famous on the backs of pedophiles, bro. Like how is that any form of fucking cool? Like, and I know there's going to be a lot of people coming out screaming, no, that's not true, that's impossible, you know, she's just trying to get famous. Once she's 70 fucking years old, she can't get famous.
Well, in all honesty, if you think about it, the article about this chick came out what in 2017 about Judith Penny. There's a chance that Wu didn't know about the contract when he wrote the script. There's a chance.
True.
So we might be able to give him the.
However, after movie number 1 comes out, why did movie number 2 happen? After, because that occurred after that article.
Well, now the devil made me do it too. I mean, they're all in. Is Wu involved in all of these, or is it a new?
I think that the Conjuring franchise is all James Wu.
All right. Well, now there might be no excuse for it. But in the beginning, he might not have been aware.
You know, let's see. The Conjuring Universe has its own Wikipedia entry.
It does.
Oh, Christ almighty. All right. Loading. DuckDuckGo is loading. Load now. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on, phone. Bullshit. It's not. It better be fucking available. You fucking cock knocker. All right, we'll use this one.
It's just unbelievable. I still can't wrap my head around this.
Yeah. Well, New Line Cinema, so you know that kind of makes sense. You know. Touchy-feely motherfuckers. Created by James Wan.
Not Wu. That's right. James Wan. We were calling him Wu. That's the guy who did Bry versus Chucky.
yeah. He's dope. He's dope.
Yeah,
we don't want to cancel him.
No. Leave Wu alone. Go to Wan. James Wan did the Saw movies, right?
I think so.
He did the original Saw, I think.
Yes. The short film Saw 2003, and then 2004 the full one. And he did Insidious Chapter 2. See, I liked Insidious movies. He did Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2. The Nun he was a producer on, so just his name was attached. He also directed Aquaman, so you go fuck off. But yeah, he was a writer. He directed the first one, and then he wrote the second one and also directed and produced it. Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Producer only, Annabelle.
I tried.
Yeah. You fucking knew. Let me see. Timeline 2000. Yeah. 2013. No, actually, if because that article came out in 2017. The Conjuring 2 came out in 2016. And after that, he was just basically producer only.
Okay.
He did some second unit stuff on The Nun. Helped on the story with a bunch of them. Okay. He also did Malignant, and that movie's fucking horrible.
Did not see it because I heard all the terrible stuff about it.
It's like dude, honestly, it's like the Freddy Krueger version of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Like
Wow.
real talk. Yeah. Like dude, just they pull like you remember that part from the recurring skit from Family Guy where he talks about like when they drop the movie's title in the movie,
Yes.
like this is a clear and present danger, all that. And, dude, they do that in Malignant like in the first 5 minutes in the cheesy mouth only. I do believe it's a mouth only close up.
Oh my God.
He's cancerous. He has to be eliminated. It's like he's malignant. Dun, dun, dun. It's like, what?
Like he sees Peter Griffin going done and walking out of the theater.
Right? Like I ended up being late to work because I woke up early. I popped the movie on. I was having my coffee and I fell back asleep.
Oh, jeez.
I had to, like, this is when I was still working at AutoZone. I had to explain and prove to them that's what occurred. And I showed them the search history on the fucking HBO Max. I showed them the playtime. Like, dude, this movie put me to sleep. Sorry. My bad. Like, just oh.
I'm going to tell you, talking about these movies and a good horror movie. There's one movie that I saw that I friggin' loved everything about, and it has to do with Zoom, the host. Did you see that?
No, I have not, but I've heard good things about it.
Dude, you got to watch that movie. It is so freaking good. It's only like an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes long because it's the length of a Zoom call.
Oh, okay.
And it's executed so well, and it's scary as hell.
I can fuck with that. I can fuck with that.
Now they're probably going to try to Americanize it at some point.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There is one a show on Netflix that I've started watching. It's I'm on episode 2 called Archive 81.
I've heard of this.
It's based off of the podcast series. It's really good. Like it's horror that deserves the big money recognition. Like it is good. And I oh God. Like that might be explaining why James Wan just went to story and producer only on these fucking movies, man.
I choose to believe that because I like James Wan.
Right? Like, please, I get you didn't want to be a fucking cyborg and get thrown under the bus. I get that. But god damn, son, like, oh, I am just beyond fucking grossed out right now.
Yeah, I honestly can't even. I still can't wrap my head around this.
Like that, we're gonna have to circle back around to this topic, or even do like a quick little like half episode update, dude, because I need to find these fucking recordings. Like I need to hear this shit.
Yeah.
They have to be out there. Someone has got to have them.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I what the fuck? Like, dude, I am rarely speechless, and I don't even know what to say with this shit. Like, you nasty, nasty motherfucker.
Ugh.
Just like they went fucking Steven Tyler and brought in their fucking mistress. What the actual fuck?
Yeah.
Like, y'all brought in a fucking child named after your daughter.
Oh,
That's the fuck part. You're
Well, he's
I
gone.
she's
He's off this earth.
that nasty fucking heifer. Oh, you dirty fucking whore.
Just gross.
Oh. And she deserves to get cheated on for allowing it to happen. I don't condone them hurting a child. That's fucking gross. But bitch, you brought in your fucking husband's thing. You deserve to have whatever has happened to you. May your fucking body rot in hell.
Ugh.
Nasty ass heifer. Nasty heifer. She walking around smiling at motherfuckers like, bitch.
We got away with it.
Yeah. They successfully got away with it for shit
40 years or 30?
40 before
Ugh.
she moved out. Even with the police getting involved. Like that's fucked up.
Ugh.
Like y'all straight were. And I refuse to believe that she was not privy to the activities.
Very true.
If you get my meaning.
I got you.
Like I oh my goodness. I get it was the 50s and whatever, but you're not gonna let anything happen under your household you ain't getting a piece of. Maybe even if he was beating her, okay, cool, whatever, but she knew.
Well, she's clairvoyant. She had to have known. I'm sorry.
Right. I knew as soon as I saw her. She was right for my husband.
Jesus. So essentially they were both grooming this girl.
Hey, if you want to believe what she actually has to say, then yeah. Yeah. They were.
Oofa. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you, I'm right, dude. Like yeah. Like if to follow the logic train, if she is being believed to be clairvoyant, claims to be clairvoyant, and as such, if these claims are to be believed, then she knew everything and every time her husband dicked down that fucking child in her house and sat back and let it happen.
Using the clairvoyance against her.
Yep. Being the actual quote unquote devil that her false, hypocritical, I'm sorry to say, atypical Christian self likes to be.
No.
Like it's one reason why I will say it straight out. I value you so highly as a friend, is that you don't use your religious beliefs as your identity. They're just a part of you.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but I'll defend your right to pray however you want, worship whatever you want, because you're not doing malice. Like there's no underlining. I help these people. I'm setting them free from the demons because this is your daughter and I can see it all happening, but I'm just gonna ignore the fact that my husband's fucking a minor at my house. Like,
now write me a check.
Right? Like, give me my franchise percentages. Like, Jesus Christ. And just think about this mechanic. They have a child while the mistress is still there.
Ooh.
They're off. Like, dude, if I'm looking at this timeline correctly, and I may or may not be, I'm not 100% certain, but the chick's in her 70s. in 2017.
Mhm.
Let's see if we can actually find anything on Judith Penny. Just looking her up. Oh, there she is. Ah, there she is. Oh, she died in 2014, Bakersfield, California.
In 2014.
Yep.
So this all came out after she died.
Dude.
So she didn't even get to see any type of like justice. I mean, not that there would have been because they were already, he was dead already. Didn't she just die like last year, Lorraine?
Yeah.
So she heard about it before she went, I'm sure. That sucks, man. That's ugh.
Wow.
Again, we have to get more details upon this. Whereas
I'm sorry for going quiet, but I just typed in her name and the Hollywood Reporter one came up first. One from livingmgz.com came up. Wow. All right. I need to see some dates so I can put this together. Because I do just imagine either you're fucking somebody named after your daughter, or you name your daughter after the underage child you're fucking.
I knew that's where you were going. Because I was thinking the same damn thing. But you know what I think we should do? I think we should put a pin in this part of the conversation because we need to look into it a little bit more.
In the 60s. Oh yeah. We're this is definitely part 1 of 2. This is part 1 of fucking 2.
Right.
Oh my fucking God. But yeah, let's call it a night right now on this one, because this is going to be some deep dive in that would just be boring as hell. The hunting that no one wants to see that we were talking about before is going to occur, and we will be back with this one. And oh my fucking gods.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little more research, delve deep into this next time, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Once again, the always homoerotic Joseph P. Hutchinson here with
Essentially Soothing Scary Teller.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.